2, testing. We've had some dicky connections here, by the way.
I can hear you
so
loud and clear.
If you lose me at any point, just indicate.
Yeah. No, I can. That's really clear there. So, what's the sound levels like?
Yeah, you're clear in my ear. I'm clear in yours.
Yep.
I'll just turn them up. Hang on. Testing 1, 2, testing.
Yep, loud and clear.
Bailey, can you hear that? No, I think he's turned his phone off. I'll just go off again. Ready when you are, mate. I don't know what the go is.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon if you're joining us for the first time. We are here for the grand final of the Indoor Bash, the inaugural Indoor Sports WA Indoor Bash, live from sunny, or not so sunny, downtown Balcatta in the northern suburbs of Perth from Seamers Sports Centre. I'm your commentator for the day, and joining me, my co-host and commentator and indoor cricket resident expert, Stevie Howe. Stevie, welcome.
Thank you, Sammy. It's been great to be part of the commentary team so far here today. If you've been tuning into this court, you'll be familiar with my voice for the first 3 rounds. Sammy, of course, teaming up with Bailey O'Keefe on court number 2, the MCG, for what was an exciting round of round-robin matches. A bit of a tongue twister there, where we've seen sort of a 3-way battle for the final 2 places to be taken here by Team Nico, led by Nick de Gries, and Team Rhino, led by coach Ryan Leonard. And it's been some exciting cricket, Sam.
Yeah, it's been a great day of indoor cricket. We've been over, as you mentioned, on the MCG, myself and Bailey, where we had Team Rhino we saw twice. We had Team Fontana, we had them there, and Team Hulley. So we saw everyone over there, and some excellent skills all round, and probably early favouritism. I put the mocker on Team Rhino.
You may as well, mate. I've been putting mockers on players all day long. So Team Rhino with some very dominating performances, 160-odd runs or so in the first couple of games, with a couple of easy wins, going down to Team Nico in the 3rd round. So the momentum with Team Nico, but fatigue and injuries starting to take their toll, possibly on both sides, with Ty Hopes going down in the second last ball of the match with a bit of a tight hamstring. Got Mark Rice carrying a few niggles. Andy Bottega with a broken finger opening the batting here for Team Nico. Blair Oakley with the ball. Looks like we're going to get underway.
And Blair Oakley been a tower of strength for his team as the skipper. He's led from the front, both for the bat and the ball. And certainly a feature of Team Rhino, Stevie, has been their fielding. It's been
first class. I think
extremely constructive. They've worked together, a lot of energy, and certainly no end is safe. Either the non-strikers or the strikers end under constant threat from either throwing back from Vinny as Blair comes in again.
Oh, wow. What broken finger? Sorry to cut you off there, mate.
Not at all. That's absolutely back of the net. Perfect, that is.
You couldn't have found the middle of the camera view better than that, Andy Bottega, with some intent there against Blair Oakley. One of the strike bowlers, well kept out there by Lewis Crawford. Strike bowlers, I was going to say, for Team Rhino. And the 3 games today is the leading or joint leading wicket taker with 13 wickets from his 12 overs. So he's been used as a power play, if you will, bowler in that 2 players from each team can bowl 4 overs. He's done that in all 3 games and may well do that again. Along with Angus Bloxham, also 13 wickets from his 12 overs in the first 3 games. And we expect to see him to maybe take up the other 4.
Yeah, watched a lot of Angus today over on Court MCG, and surprisingly, Stevie, only 17 years of age.
he's a star. He was player of the tournament at last year's Nationals in the under-17s category, named in the All-Australian side as well. So wonderful talent to keep watching. And on that note, one of the great wins from this day's event is to see the mix of youth and experience across all 4 sides. It's not limited to any one side. If you just take a look at Team Rhino here, you've got the likes of young Tom Murray there fielding on the 2 line. You've got where is he? He's not on at the moment. Cody Hoffmeister, another young player.
Yeah, the Hoff. He's had a wonderful day as well, hasn't he?
He has indeed. Casey Bond, late inclusion for injured player, so he's come in. He's had himself a good day as well. And you've got the likes of Vinny Sandu behind the stumps, who anyone who's watched any indoor cricket or any ECL European Cricket League would know the name Vinny Sandu, synonymous with commentary over there. One of the best pairs of hands behind the stumps we've ever seen. Ripe old age of, I think he's knocking on the door of 40.
Yeah, Vinny's he's been an absolute leader from behind the stumps for his team all day today. As who we got, Duncan Taylor bowling for Team Rhino. And as I said to someone earlier, Stevie, looks like a great bloke. And I tell you what, geez, I'd love to have a beer with him.
Oh, he is a great bloke. As nice as they come. That's great fielding there from Bryden Emmerich on the 2 line. Not out. Andy Bottega managing to scramble back in time.
Well, Vinny Sandu's had a very busy day. Not only has he managed to keep wickets for Team Rhino, he's also managed to be the second umpire on most games that he's participated in today. And certainly he has been the heart and soul of his team. Captaincy duties, of course, Blair Oakley, as we look for the replay there. We're zooming in to see if that's a review that's going to be overturned.
We have a 3rd umpire system here at Seymour Indoor Sports Centre, where players, even midweek players, can challenge the umpire twice in an innings, and we have a not out run out call being reviewed at the moment by the fielding side. Now, as is the case with all 3rd umpire reviews, the evidence has to be completely conclusive, and the umpire indicating there it's 50-50, probably caught between frames is what I would suggest. Now, if it's inconclusive, the original umpire's call will stand and the team reviewing will not lose their review. Vinny Sandu there claiming, well, hang on, the bat's not clearly over the line. How can you give that not out?
Well, I think you could probably zoom in a little bit more for the benefit of, the fact that we're this far back at the end of the court.
It's great camera work there to get a close-up on that 3rd umpire screen. We don't have a direct feed to be able to put on the live stream here, but some fantastic camera work there. Umpire just explaining, I'm caught between frames, guys. I can't conclusively overrule that. Therefore, not out will stand. I think that's where we've landed.
Well, as long as it's consistent. So there may be the feeling that the team hasn't got the rub of the green against them, but I'm sure by the time the match concludes, if the consistency is applied, you invariably will pick up a decision that may have gone against you. But not just the honour and privilege of being the inaugural Indoor Bash winner on the line, Stevie, for our winning team. It's also a large share of $5,000, which has been donated by our principal sponsor for the day, which is Coca-Cola. So
indeed, yes.
Not a bad day's work.
It is indeed. We've had a couple of shout-outs to Coke, our major sponsor, but for all the people who have contributed to the success of this day, the various staff, and that's a great little, that's what Vinny Sandu's known for.
Absolutely. That has just been a replica of multiple occasions earlier in the day. Lightning speed behind the stumps, straight back of the non-striker's end, and invariably a direct hit resulting in a wicket.
Yeah, comfortably out of his ground there, Lewis Crawford. Not much he could do about that. When the throw comes back from Vinnie Sander, you just got to hope that he misses, and whatever they didn't get on the first review, Vinnie just goes, well, you know what, I'll take it myself on the next ball, and he did just that as Andy Bottega replies right back to Duncan Taylor.
Nice cross-back shot. Probably that ball little bit on the juicy height at this level. Yep. These guys can, definitely make you pay.
It's a good word, that, juicy. The throw from Angus Bloxham, wide of the mark. A single and an evenly poised game. We have 13 runs on the board after the first 2 overs.
Yeah, Duncan Taylor, 1 wicket there, and 13 for Team Nico. Of course, our focus on the lead-up games, Stevie, was the skins. The blocks of batting partnerships going head-to-head and seeing who would be the highest scorer in the subplots, if you like. And that has proven to be significant because it was a tied score. 3 teams tying for skins, or 2?
It was so Team Rhino finished on top with 14 points from their 3 games, and then Team Nico and Team Hully finished both on 13 points, the same number of skins, but Team Nico with a superior run difference getting them through into this final now, led largely by some solid batting. And one unfortunate result for Team Hully when they came up against Team Rhino in round 1 and went down by about 80 runs. Didn't help their cause, and there's a run-out opportunity.
And again,
out.
A beautiful bowl by young Angus Bloxham as well.
He's going to have a look.
Tremendous release. The ball's up high. He's really got a nice, swift, really crisp action there, and he's been hard to put away.
He has.
All tournament.
Interesting that quite a few reviews we've seen very early. It's still barely the 3rd over, and we've seen a second review here, the first by the batting team. Now, of course, each team is allowed 2 reviews, 2 unsuccessful reviews. I might just correct myself there. After that, they don't get to use them anymore. Now, that's definitely out, so they've lost a review there because it was given out. They've got 1 left. If they burn that review before the bowling power play, and there's another close decision, it will cost them double because the wickets in the bowling power play are worth double, and it could be 10 runs. And I hope the batting team are aware that they probably want to keep one up their sleeve, but it is a final. Sometimes you just got to use it when you think you need to.
There seems to be a lot of left-armers here today, Steve. Is that normal of an indoor cricket makeup of teams, or has it just been the talent that's been picked up via the draft that they want that left-arm combination, either bowling or batting?
I wouldn't be surprised if the captains and coaches had that in mind at some point to make sure they've got not only left-arm bowlers but a good array of left and right-hand batters, where you'll often see coaches mix a left and a righty together because it's a bit harder to bowl to a lefty-right combination. It's not an absolutely deciding factor, but Angus Bloxham wouldn't have been picked because he's left-handed. He's been picked because he's a quality player.
Yeah,
and he went early in the draft as a result, so... Score seems to have gone nowhere so far. We're still on 13, and that's expensive.
And of course, for those listening in for the first time, we are via YouTube and also Indoor Sports WA. The link is there. It's 100 ball innings, effectively 20 overs of 5 balls each. There's some real variations, and Stevie will cover those as each occasion. And certainly, it is. There's plenty of carrots if you get it right. If you time your batting or bowling power play, Steve.
It is indeed. So, yeah, the rules have really gone through the ringer here, and we've managed to spit out a whole new version of the game. As you pointed out, 100 balls, normally 96 in a standard game of 8-a-side indoor cricket, so slightly longer, but probably longer than a regular game for more than that reason. And one of the key rules here is all wides, no balls, all extras are re-bowled in every over, not just the last. You cannot hide a bowler in this game. If you bowl wide, you're just giving free runs away and having to re-bowl the ball. Each team consists of 11 players, so it's 10 selected players from the draft plus the captain. A couple of injuries have left 1 or 2 teams short of that magic number, but in any case, everyone in the squad has to partake in the game, either as a batter or a bowler, not necessarily both. And from that list, 2 players can be chosen to bowl 4 overs. So your 2 perceived best strike bowlers get to bowl double their allotment of overs. That gets us to 20 overs, of course. As a crunchy shot there from Lewis Crawford. Sends it to the back net for
down
7.
the back of the
Thank you
net,
very much.
and very happy to share his enthusiasm with the crowd. Or was that against young Josh Fawcett? Of course, the tap.
Cam Fawcett, actually. Cam Fawcett, the other tap.
Yeah, the tap running hot and cold today. He's had some very, very good overs where he's been almost unplayable, and sometimes he's been a little bit loose. And at this level, he's been dispatched to the back of the net when it's been a bit stray.
These guys know each other's games very well, having played. Oh, look at that piece of magic from Luke Taylor. The diving tap and direct hit runs Andy Bottega out. Oh, geez. In what other game do you see that, mate?
Diving forward, sticks the right arm out, hits the paw, and knocks on directly to the stumps, and the zinger bails go flying, and that is OUT out.
Yep.
And again, treading water at 22.
The game's coming back and forth. It's like a seesaw here. Good early no call, and some acrobatics from Vinny Sandu.
Jeez. I haven't seen him move that much since about the Paramount nightclub about 2 o'clock this morning. Goodness me.
Is that where he's been?
Yes, he comes straight from the Northbridge of the taxi and straight on to lead the heart and soul here of Team Rhino. And I would say after 4 overs, 22 runs, I think they'll be a little bit disappointed.
They will be. This is a batting pair that have done pretty well for what their team has asked of them so far in this tournament, ending up on 22. Well, we've still got an over to go, so if they come out on 30-something, I think the boys will be happy with that. We do know that they beat them in the previous game. Chase down 92 is all Team Rhino could manage, albeit Team Rhino batted first and probably didn't need to go too hard, but 110, 120 is probably that target score that they'll be looking at. That's 30 a pair, and we have Luke Taylor coming on to bowl the 5th over. No power plays possible in the last pair of each batting innings, so fielding team cannot take the bowling power play, batting team cannot take the batting power play, but there is still a super ball off the final ball of this over.
And of course the super ball works both ways, double the runs or double the wickets.
Indeed it does. So continuing through the team rules, the third ball rule, which requires batsmen to score if they haven't scored off the previous 2 deliveries, has been changed to the second ball rule. So you have a dot, you must score off the next ball. The umpire will call second ball, and we've seen a few wickets tumble to that second ball rule through just playing and missing today, and even at this level it's a lot of pressure for these guys to have to handle. The 2 power plays that I mentioned, the bowling power play enables the fielding side to choose a bowler at any point during the innings, except, as I said, for the final over of each pair, where wickets will be worth double. Runs are still normal, but wickets are worth double, so presumably a strike bowler will have that task. The batting power play is to be chosen by the batters, again, at any point other than the final pair of each, final oval of each pair, I should say, where the runs are double, but the wickets are not.
Okay, so now, what's happening here?
There's just a changing of stumps. We've probably got a broken zinger bail or something, so they're just changing them over now. So the opportunity to continue explaining the batting power play, which, as I said, is double runs, but the batsman will get to choose when to take that after the bowling side have picked their bowler.
Yes.
So these guys will be waiting. They'll have someone in mind who they think they can target, and they'll wait for that batter to come on and then indicate, yes, we'll take the batting power play now. Once the batting play is taken, power play is taken, you cannot change your bowler. So there is a little bit of an advantage to the batting team where we've seen, north of 25 runs scored.
We saw that late in all the games on the MCG court today, Stevie. We did see the batting power play brought in late.
It is.
Invariable. I don't think we saw it in either of the first 2 batting pairs on all 3 group games, if you like, over on the MCG. It was predominantly the last batting pair as we hit the back net, and some acrobatics there.
Brian Emmerich. Spider-Man.
Yes.
Just call him Spider-Man from now on.
There's been a few potential Spider-Mans out there, so...
And of course, if you just missed it, that was the Super Ball, so it was worth double, so 4 became 8. So a great way to finish from Andy Bottega, gets a score to 39, and just like that, they went from, what'd you say, treading water at 22?
Yeah, to 39.
To 39 in the blink of an eye, and that's what can happen in this new format, as we see, they've changed it up. I was about to say the predictable pairing of Cruz Harbour-Connell and Scotty Brown, because they haven't changed their batting lineup for the entire day until now. And we see Chris Prescott, their premier strike bowler, who has not had a bat today at all, so it's a big risk, bit of a gamble, coming into bat with the young gun Cruz Harbour-Connell, who's simply gotten better and better as the day goes on.
It'll be a wonderful opportunity to young Cruz, of course, a SEMA sports employee. during his time away from school. I don't know, he might spend more time here than he does at school.
No question.
Maybe I'm spending more time here than I should.
No question at all here. So,
well, having been a rerun, these two teams obviously played in the last group game, and why not mix it up? There's got to be, break the stereotype, break the mould, shake it up a bit, and just see if that will have some sort of amplified dividend as a result.
Yep. Well, we don't actually know quite the reason why they've broken this particular pair up, and Cruz just plays that one down actually into his face. He's just taking a moment to compose himself. It's a full ball from Duncan Taylor, and looks like Cruz has chopped that one down, and it's
right into his Chevy Chase.
It's ricocheted, exactly. Right into the funny farm there.
Yeah, it's a shake of the head.
He'll be all right.
Just hit the ball in the middle, son.
There are worse places to cop a cricket ball.
Yes, as we saw earlier.
Look at that. Look at that. What a response.
Yeah, chopped in, hit the net, got the net run and the one on the way through.
Pip, of course, no mug with the bat. Chris Prescott we're talking about, of course. That's a good ball. Swinging into the toes.
Duncan Taylor in again for his second over early.
Yep.
You would suggest...
Get him out of the way.
Yeah. Yep.
So going back to the pairings, Scotty Brown, of course, the change here. Pip in, Scotty out as far as the partnership goes. They've run on a wide there because it was second ball. They had to score.
Yes.
It was, I suspect, a deliberate wide from Duncan Taylor to entice the run out because you've got Vinny Sandu behind the stumps. All you've got to do on a third ball situation is get it past the bat. Doesn't matter if it's a wide, Vinny will throw it down. Unfortunately, too wide on that occasion and gone right through the defences of Cruz Harbour Conway. What a player.
Comprehensively beaten there. Flight through the air, chopped down far too late, and back to 0 runs.
Of course, if the remaining two pairs for Team Nico go as predicted, which would be Declan Crowder and he wouldn't be batting with Lewis Woody. I just need to bring up a scorecard to remember how these guys do it. Kyle O'Brien, of course, and Declan Crowder have done themselves very well this whole day. I can't see them breaking up. And then you've got Ty Hopes and Mark Rice. Now, here's the dilemma. If you don't play Scotty Brown as a batsman, you will have to use him as a bowler, and he hasn't bowled today.
Okay.
He's not renowned for having a great deal of pace. He is a wily bowler. He does swing it in. But it could also mean that perhaps Ty or Mark Rice won't bat because of the condition of their various thighs and quads and whatnot that have been on display earlier today.
Well, the older players are certainly feeling the pinch, Stevie.
You could find Scotty Brown might come in to close the batting so they don't have to use him as a bowler. But it's all hypothetical at this point, folks. It's only the second pair. The score is on 1. And 2 overs have gone. Sorry, 1 over has gone. And they've got Casey Bond into bowl.
Yeah.
Casey didn't bowl in the previous game, so it changes from both sides.
Yeah, and sadly, Casey just fading away as he comes in for his delivery, and that seems to be pushing that ball down the leg side. We saw in a previous round game there, we had multiple leg side wides, just seem to be falling away at his point of delivery.
Sign of possible tiredness there creeping in. It is their 4th game in the space of 8 hours. I mean, we're asking a lot of these guys. They don't even do that at the national level. So there's some tired bodies out there.
Well, that's my career total, Stevie.
There you go. You must be feeling it too then. It's a lovely shot there from Chris Prescott. Just a 3, but he'll take it.
Yeah, nicely bowled and nicely played again.
Yeah, well played.
Now, young Cruz, where is he on his journey for indoor cricket? He's playing in junior reps, is he?
He has represented WA a number of occasions, made All-Australian selection for under-17s at the Carnival last year. He's a future national player. I remember seeing Cruz as a 12, 13-year-old playing here at Seamers as a junior and making the prediction that watch this kid, one day he'll play for Australia. I think he's well on course to do that. He's got a lot of years ahead of him. He's only 17 years old. And he's got a big future in the game.
So, of course, that is a not run ball that will carry over. This ball they must run.
First ball will be second ball.
Understand.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Third over, first ball will be second ball. for the second pair.
Yeah, I got that.
In the fourth match of the day.
I've got a mud map out.
I did this with Brad Neal. Gave myself a nosebleed earlier in the broadcast, but I'm okay now, folks, and it'll be Chris Prescott to face the second ball scenario. I've kind of lost. And we have a power play here. Bowling power play. So Blair Oakley, the leading wicket taker for Team Rhino, will come on to bowl bowling power play. So double wickets, starting with a second ball scenario. Chris Prescott has to score, and they're going to look to cash in here.
Conservatively chopped behind the stumps, and that is probably a lucky get out of jail. Of course, the bowling power play -10.
Yeah, very lucky to have that one not land in the hands of Vinny Sandhu. He's swatting at flies there, but didn't manage to collect the ball, so they get away with a single there. A valuable single. Oh, what a shot. The crowd behind going nuts for that one. That's a lovely shot for 3. Under tremendous pressure. This is a big over here.
He's got an old head on young shoulders, has Cruz, and that was beautifully played. Rocked back a little bit, chopped it on the offside. Lovely, lovely play. And out, Vinny Sandhu. He doesn't miss those, or was the stumping?
No, it's caught. No, little edge with another change-up ball by Blair Oakley. He's got a beautiful change-up there. Not can't quite tell what he's doing with it, whether it's back of the hand or a bit of a knuckleball there, but he's deceived quite a few batters today. Yeah. He's world-class, Blair Oakley, world-class.
Oh, look, on the MCG, we had the privilege of commentary sitting on that left side as he was coming in, and the right side just behind him, and mixing up the seam, different back of the hand, across the seam, the ball, so much work on the ball during the air, and certainly these figures don't lie.
Let it go, and he does.
He's almost hit the tap then.
The tap, referring of course to Cam Fawcett getting in nice and close. He really is absolutely fearless, Cam Fawcett, in that front court. Just look at this, walking right in, getting it
almost on the zone of exclusion. Almost.
And that's exactly what's happened. He's hit it straight into Cam Fawcett, ricochet back to Vinny Sandhu, and that's 2 Super Ball wickets, if you will, 2 double wickets in the over, and they have absolutely capitalised from that bowling power play. Team Rhino back in this game with
4 wickets, a net -2 run contribution, and wow.
Yep.
And they're back to -2.
Just like that, back to -2. Not a lot that Cruz Harbour-Connell did wrong there. He's played a beautiful, what would otherwise be a beautiful down-up shot, but Cam Fawcett is a wall. He's there, and it's very hard to get a ball past him. But that's how you field in indoor cricket. You don't have to be clean, you just have to be there.
Would he be watching? He's not encroaching. So at any stage, he cannot encroach on that past that dotted circle
until the ball has been made, or the batsman has played a shot. Okay. Usually that would entice when he makes contact. But if you play and miss, it would be umpire's judgment as to whether you've played your shot, at which point you can then encroach.
And a deliberate tactic. So he's put himself back out a little bit there, Square.
Just so we can creep up. That's all. Just so we can creep up. Angus Bloxham, of course, looking to hammer home the advantage. They're going to burn through their premier bowlers and really try and put this pair to the screws. Not that they're not batting well. Cruz Harbour-Connell's batting really quite beautifully.
The Team Rhino, just a continuation of their very crisp fielding throughout the tournament. We compared them to a boa constrictor in one of the earlier matches. They just put the squeeze on. They just squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Line and length bowling, very few sundries. Just as I've mentioned that, he's gone for a wide, so I've continued my game
of mockery.
My day of putting the mocker on them. But certainly just the fielding, either end isn't safe. With Vinny Sandhu's there, either end is not safe from a run out. And again,
these, of course, are all being re-bowled. All valuable runs. We think back to the first game earlier today between Team Nico and Team Hully, a total of 33 sundries.
Wow.
All worth 2 runs each, so 66 runs. The total scored in that match were from extras. It's really not a luxury you can afford in this format of the game, given that you also have to re-bowl the ball.
Yeah, Angus Bloxham would be very disappointed with that, because that would be probably, if not the first blemish on his bowling for the day, certainly very, very few and far between.
Let's hope he doesn't do it again. There we go. Lovely shot. He's going to be feeling it, particularly if he has to bowl another 4 overs here today. He's really into quite a deep spell here. This is 17th overs. Lovely change-up. Well played by Chris Prescott.
A little bit slow. Got the bounce as well, and played very well. So he's 1 for 19, Angus. Cruz, Harbour, Connell, unfortunately, back down to 2. Chris Prescott 10. And if you're just tuning into us, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the World Wide Web via the Indoor Sports WA link or on YouTube. This is the inaugural Indoor Bash, live from Balcatta, the northern suburbs of Perth in Western Australia. And thanks to Coca-Cola, we are in the grand final. We have Team Nico and Team Rhino. Stevie Howe, my co-stand experts commentator. Stevie, early prediction?
Oh, Sam, oh, God, it's too early. I do think, here's my prediction, this will come down to the last over and whether or not Team Nico have a fit enough bowler to bowl it. And I reckon Team Rhino will be going for 8 or 9 runs off that last over to win. That is my prediction. I don't know what the score is. It could be 80, it could be 120. This is going to go down to the wire. Team Nico have got 2 outstanding bowlers that'll be bowling 4 overs each, Chris Prescott being one of them. You would think Ty Hopes, unless he's unfit, being the other. And if Ty Hopes hits his straps, as he did in the last game, I think you'll find Team Nico will be able to defend a median score here.
And we've got a change of over the wicket from around the wicket. Signal to the umpire. We did have an incident earlier in the day in one of the games, in one of the group matches at the MCG, where it wasn't signalled and it was a sundry given.
Yep.
And Vinny Sandhu showing his versatility of throwing them down. There's a little bit of pace on them as they're leaving the old fella's arm. And have we got a run out? But he's made it home.
No, I think he had collected the ball there, Blair Oakley. So possibly a missed opportunity, possibly safe to home anyway. It's all in the past now, we don't know. So Vinny Sandhu, bowling the final over to this pair. They've done the work on them, but if he goes for a couple of wides and a couple of threes, I'm not sure whether that's going to be given 2 or 3. Just a 2 on that occasion.
Right on the line.
Close. Lovely shot. The hardest shot to play in the book, the leg side chop, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Last ball, super ball. What can Chris Prescott do? God, I thought that was through him. It's a great finish. A dot ball off a super ball is a win to the bowler, in my opinion.
Yeah, that come right back into him. That moved a little bit back into the left-hander and cramped him for room. And as a result, great result for Team Rhino. They'd be very, very happy limiting that pair to 18.
Yep, will indeed. 57 on the board at the halfway mark, and you wouldn't be unhappy with that as Team Nico either. They've got Mark Rice coming in to close. We don't quite know yet whether it's going to be Ty Hope, Scotty Brown or someone else that he's closing with. And they've been on fire. They've been hitting 40, 50 runs, 55 in the first game, with a couple of loose shots as well. So anything can happen from here. These two have held their heads high today. Kyle O'Brien and Declan Crowder, products from the Striker Mustangs, both excellent batters and averaging. I actually think I can get that up here. And let me just go to the player stats for Team Nico. And we will see that Kyle O'Brien's pretty close to the top of the batting stats. He is indeed. 44 runs, averaging 14.67. Declan Crowder also 47 runs. Not also, he's getting 47 runs. So in the high to mid 40s total. So averaging 15.67. That's going to be 30 runs if they work to their averages here. And so we've got Cody Hoffmeister with the ball.
Yeah, the young Hoff puts in the leg side, still a fair ball, hits the batsman on the thigh. And
got him on the rump, I think. If it is second ball scenario, Declan Crowder's going to have to either wear that again or get bat on ball here. Good early call on the wide. Great call from Declan Crowder. So Kyle O'Brien, in that scenario, you've got to take off just a little bit more than you normally would. Didn't overcommit. And Vinny Sandhu behind the stumps too. That's a great early call. Great shot there by Crowder.
We've still got a fair crowd here, Stevie. We've had a packed house for most of the day, whether it be friends, relatives or indoor cricket lovers have come down and seen this wonderful new concept originating here at SEMA Sports and Indoor Sports WA. The inaugural bash, the rule changes, I think, have been very well received. And quite possibly, well, hopefully, the first of many as far as our bash series. 75 players nominated for the draft. Of course, we were there on draft night, and all 4 captains and respective coaches went through and egalitarianly, there you go, is that a word? Evenly picked their teams.
I don't want to try and correct you on that one. I'll probably make it worse if I did. Kyle O'Brien, second last ball there, just not happy with the height of it. Thought he might have been given a no ball above the waist, or possibly had crept out of his crease to play the shot, which would negate the no ball too high call. But either way, he missed out on a full toss and probably should have put it away. Gets wide there, Declan Crowder. So another re-bowl coming here from the Hoff.
Yeah, he wouldn't be happy, the Hoff. His bowling was very tight, very disciplined for most of the tournament over there on ground MCG, as he puts it there again. Very quick, and Vinny Sandhu, as he's done all day, like a rocket back to the bowler's end.
Yep.
And every batter is on their toes.
Got a bit of pace, the Hoff.
He gets it off quick. There's some varying styles. The height, a lot of tall bowlers in this tournament. Plenty of 6 foot plus right and left armers. Very few sort of skidding on bowlers, but predominantly, ball leaves from a height, gets a bounce from a decent length, and probably just some skillful batting in the chop to really, get the runs ticking over. There's been very, very few loose bowling. Probably the disappointing bowling collectively, and that reflected in their results today was Team Font. Just they'd be very disappointed. None from 3. Patches of brilliance there, patches of batting brilliance, patching of bowling brilliance, but just
not
couldn't quite put it together.
I mean, look, it was really difficult to pick a favourite. In fact, if anything, I probably had Team Hully penciled in for at least a final, until we learned of the very unfortunate timing of losing the number 1 draft pick, Clint Hitchcliffe, who actually is here, wandering around with his arm in a sling.
Yeah, a suspected AC injury sustained while playing for the Ocean Ridge Football Club yesterday. Yeah,
no, very, very unfortunate timing. And look, this tournament aside is not the kind of thing up-and-coming sports star like him can afford to do, because it's potentially months, if not longer, out on recovery for any sort of surgery that might be required. We of course don't know the extent of the injury. I think neither does he at this stage. It's just very sore, if you asked him.
Yes.
But to rub salt into the wound, they also lost Riley Cameron on the eve of the tournament, who would have been their
2 big outs for Team Hully.
Well, draft picks number 1 and 2, and they fell within a few runs, really, not even skins, but just a few runs of making the final. They would have been in great contention.
Yeah, their second game versus Team Rhino, they really dropped away, and Team Rhino put them to the sword.
Yeah.
The run differential ended up being the reason why they're not facing up into the GF versus Team Rhino here.
Meanwhile, the score just ticking over nicely. They're on 14 after 2 with the ball to go. And it's going to be 16 now. So Luke Taylor just getting comfortably put away. Figures of none for 25 from his 2 overs. He'll be disappointed with that. Declan Crowder, Kyle O'Brien, I should say, probably feeling very comfortable right now.
Yeah, 73. That's a decent run rate. To keep that up, I think they'll be in for a chase, and we'll be in for a game.
Yep, no, they're basically on par for a 30 a pair here. So 120 to 130, I think, is where they're going to land. But they've used their bowling power play, and they used it to great effect. 2 wickets in that bowling power play. The batting power play has not been taken. I can't see these 2 taking it, unless, of course, Mark Rice isn't going to be batting.
Okay.
In which case, I would expect that they would take it and target a weaker bowler. But if that was going to happen, that probably should have happened now. There's a great stumping. Benny Sandhu.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Benny
man.
Sandhu, he is lightning.
Can we just review it anyway?
Just to watch it again?
I think he's doing it anyway. He's going to call for the review. He has called for the review. But look, as a keeper, you just know. You can't sneeze. Vinny Sandhu will be there before the tissue makes it.
He's that quick. He can turn the light off and get into bed before it gets dark. That's how quick Vinny is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is lightning.
He can take a selfie from 6 feet away.
And all eyes are on the screen.
Now, we know we can zoom in further than that. Now, is that overturned?
Umpire signalling no wicket.
How about that, folks? It was given out. It's been overturned. That is the 3rd overturn from the great Walter Cochrane that we've seen today.
Well, Vinny's got plenty to say. I think there's a bit of banter hiding his disappointment. But anyway, the game goes on.
You can't argue with the vision.
No.
That's for sure. No time for deep fakes in this game.
Yeah, the Hoff sends it down. Very, very nice, but well played again. As Team Nico build a respectable score, 75, after opening partnerships of 39 and 18 respectively, sitting on 18 now. And we'll see what we've got. 3 balls left in this over.
Yeah. Kyle O'Brien having a bit of a swing there, opening up the shoulders. I think he knew what was coming. Missed out on that occasion, just the one. Good fielding by Tom Murray to get up there and keep it off the net. Saved at least a run, maybe 2. It's overpitched and put away for 3, I would have thought. Umpire not quite sure which way to lean. He's given it 2. Of course, you may not quite see it on the vision here, but the line that goes up the side of the net to indicate the front from the back half of the court, and therefore whether it's 1 or 2, only goes up 90% of the way.
Yes.
Attach it to 2 bits of elastic which form a V, and when the ball lands inside that V,
and it's always the way,
you've got to use your best judgment as to whether you think it's gone far enough to be 2 or 3, or, you know, which way do you rule? Always a tough one for umpires, even when the tape goes all the way. You got to admit, it's never easy for umpires, and you got to respect their decision. Not possible, of course, to review where a ball has hit the net. That's not what the review system is for. So Angus Bloxham coming on for over number 3.
3, yep, 3. Young Angus. These batsmen are starting to look pretty comfortable.
They are. With 2 overs to go, this one and one after this one, there will be an opportunity for another 10-15 runs if they don't lose a wicket. That's over pitch there from Angus Bloxham.
Yeah, anything 2 full all day has been easily played at this level.
Yeah.
It's almost a gimme.
Yep.
The occasional bad ball has got a wicket, but very, very occasionally.
Pulled across the body there for an easy 2 from Kyle O'Brien. He's onto a short ball quick, Kyle. If there's any ball that gives him trouble, it's the full and straight one right through the gate. He can handle anything outside off, anything short, just short of a length on his body. He'll pull across, he'll bang 2 all day.
And the running between the wickets for this pair has been very good.
Oh, no problem. 3 steps and Declan's there. I mean, look at him. Oh, great little change up there. Did you see that from the bowler? You could almost pick it in the arm speed. He's just slowed it right down, run his fingers over the side of the ball, and put Kyle O'Brien in 2 minds. No harm done, just a dot ball, but they are on second ball here, so they're going to have to score, and score he does very easily.
Yeah, no, well played. And again, well bowled, well played. And again, the fielding. Yep. A leak there by young Emmerich knocks the ball down to Vinny Sandhu, and they are a well-oiled fielding machine. Mm-hmm. And is that going to be the difference?
Well, it's all good and fine to be well-oiled and tapping balls back to keepers, but if it's not getting any wickets, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. They've got 28 on the board here, and they know they've got a bit of a challenge ahead of them. Really, we still don't quite know if... oh no, Mark Rice has got the glove, so Mark Rice will be coming into bat. I'm just looking behind me here, folks, to see if I can figure out. Ty Hopes does not have the gloves on. He does not look like he's going to have a bat.
Saving himself for the bowling.
This is interesting. It's either going to be Scotty Brown to bat with Mark Rice, or Scotty Brown will be bowling, or Keegan Lynch will be coming into bat. We don't know yet because we can't see who's got the other pair of gloves on. So a twist to come in this game. Vinny Sandhu bowling his second over.
Yeah, Blair Oakley doing the keeping duties in Vinny's absence.
No mug with the gloves. Blair Oakley kept for Australia, of course. So 2 quality keepers in this side. In fact, I could probably go further there and say there's probably a 3rd or a 4th capable of holding the gloves. I won't do that speculating now. Score moving along to 33, and he's hit a wide. He's going to be filthy with himself.
So in this rule variation, he's missed another opportunity for a ball. Not just a 2-run penalty to the batting team, but also an additional delivery to face.
And well, the expression in regular indoor cricket is turning 2 into 1, but on that occasion you could probably argue he's turned 4 into 1 because he's missed out on the rebowl as well, which would have happened anyway because it's the final over of a pair. But lovely shot there for 3 from Declan Crowder.
And we've got
now.
Got the Super Ball coming up.
This could change the game. Chance. Dive from Kyle O'Brien. Chance from Tom Murray there. An outside chance for a flick. He needed a direct hit. It didn't happen. That's 4 scored from that Super Ball. And what a wonderful partnership, a wonderful finish from these two young stars and the striker Leeming Indoor Cricket Club with 41 runs for the third pair, Sam.
Yeah, very good effort there by young Crowder in particular, and it is 41. That is a sensational third pair stand. 98 runs, and I would say Team Nico would be very, very happy with that. A couple of injury clouds, as you said, a bit of a mystery who's going to come in for the next pair, but we have got Ty Hopes.
We do. Ty Hopes and Mark Rice have come in. Now, all that drama for nothing. I do apologise, folks, but 30 seconds ago, Ty Hopes is standing there without a bat or gloves in his hand. Mark Rice is ready to walk in the court, so I naturally assumed that it might have been a change. So what it will mean for Team Nico is when they come out to field, we will have 2 overs at least from Scotty Brown, 2 from Keegan Lynch, 2 from Nick de Grease, and it's anyone's guess as to who gets to rest from bowling. Ty just requesting a change of bat there. He hasn't even hit one yet. A bit presumptuous.
It's all important. It's got to feel right if it's going to be right.
That's true.
It's a superstitious game.
These two, of course, have batted, close the innings out in all 4 matches, if you include this one today. The last game, they hit 23 runs. That was to win the game, so they didn't need to do anything silly at the end there. I'll just go through the other results from earlier in the day, just to give you an idea of how these two have performed as a pair.
Blair Oakley bowling against Ty Hopes.
41 runs against Team Fonts. And in the first game, which they did lose to Team Hully, the two of them hit 55. So 55, 41, and don't need to go for it 20-something. I think it's a safe bet to say in this grand final they will put their noses down.
Nice shot.
And get their team another 30-odd runs and put them in the driver's seat.
And you're joining us live, ladies and gentlemen, on the World Wide Web via YouTube or Indoor Sports WA link. We are at Seamers Sports Centre in Balcatta, northern suburbs of Perth, Western Australia. The inaugural Indoor Bash, proudly brought to you by Coca-Cola. And we've got the GF, the last batting pair, Team Nico, Rice and Hopes are in. They've a good solid start. A runner ball.
Blair Oakley, of course, with the ball. The leading bowlers for Team Rhino, just dropping that one too short. That's far too easy for Ty Hopes.
Yeah, Ty got the added advantage of the height there. It's going to have to be a fairly full ball to trouble him.
We'll change up there. Put Mark Rice in an uncomfortable position.
Second run as the over carries over. Blair Oakley, wonderful figures. 4 wickets for 3 runs conceded so far. I don't know if there's been a discussion of player of the tournament, but certainly Blair Oakley, captain of Team Rhino, he'd have to be in the figuring. He's had a wonderful day so far.
He has indeed. And look, not an easy thing to award. You can't just go off stats, of course, because some players have only bowled or only batted or maybe done some in one game and not in another. So it's definitely going to be an umpire's probably voting system, assuming we even have an award. To be honest, I don't even know if we do. There certainly will be a team crown champions. We see Cam Fawcett at the tap.
Yeah, the tap's back on. Will he be running hot? Will he be running cold? Will he be lukewarm? Who knows? We'll know in about 30 seconds. Indicates to the umpire that he's going...
Well, he's just indicating a fielder to go over two legs. He's bowling over the wicket, over the wicket. Sorry. And Ty Hope says, "I'll just hit it on that side then."
Nicely glided.
Of course, the Team Nico do have a power play up their sleeve, so they cannot use it in the 20th over, the final over of the game. They'll have to use it either in the 18th or 19th. So at some point in the next 2 overs, runs will be worth double. But the question is, who have they got left to face to choose to use that with? We haven't entirely kept track of who's bowled what. This would have been a good one.
Disappointing, yeah. Down leg side again for another wide.
Of course, in the batting power play, the wides and leg sides are worth double and have to be re-bowled. So you can really make the life of a bowler very, very difficult, particularly if they're having a bit of an off day. Presumably, you've got Angus Bloxham with one left. You've got Blair Oakley with one, maybe two left.
I think one left for Blair. I think he's had 3 overs, I'm pretty certain. Again, that's just easy pickings outside the off stump there for the left-hander Ty Hopes. That's just a straight into the net and just keep going.
I think I know who might be. I think Casey Bond has only bowled once.
That is correct. He's only the one over so far, Casey.
So he's going to have one. If it's Blair and Angus, they can actually work it so that Casey bowls the last over. Presuming Casey's, a capable bowler, did bowl well in his first one. But if that's the one the batters want to target, they won't be able to do it if they bowl him last. They'll have to either take on Angus or Blair. We've got another no ball here from Cam Fawcett. I think he's going a bit lukewarm. We'll see if he can heat up now. There we go. Yep. Good enough.
So we've got our second ball rule now carries over the next over. Cam Fawcett 1 for 15. Ty Hopes on 7. Mark Rice on 9. And as the the Nicolettes team, Nico 114. Stevie, you called 120, 130 around par?
Between 120 to 130, based on where we were at the halfway mark, I thought was possible. I actually believe it's also a winning score, because if there's one thing that's really hard to do in any final, it is chase. What you'll often find at nationals, carnivals, at the national, international events, is teams will often field first, so they know what they have to chase and go after skins. But when it comes to a final, you bat first and you put the pressure on the team to chase. That's exactly probably what's happened here. And they know that psychologically batting second, chasing 120 odd, is going to play on your mind as Ty Hopes absolutely opens up. Now, have I missed something? Do we have the power play here? Let's see what the umpire's called there. 7. No, they haven't used it.
No, I haven't called. The umpire normally been pretty verbose when power play's been announced. We haven't heard. That's a beautiful 7 off the bat. Straight up the back.
Take by Vinnie Sandu behind the stumps. Good comeback from Angus Bloxham, beating the outside edge of Mark Rice. It's a very attacking shot from Ty Hopes. You never know when it's coming, do you? He's so... I'll just pat this down here and take a 1 and a 2 and then bang. As Mark Rice says, thank you very much. And will that be given free? He's hit the V. He's given it 2.
Oh, no, that's
Mark Rice can't believe it. The look on his face, disappointment.
Well, you hope that's not going to be the run that's going to be the difference.
Don't say that, Sammy.
That seemed to be well and true, beautifully struck there, but well fielded. Young Angus Bloxham got his more than large body in behind it.
Size 13's behind that, no doubt.
Well, I'm calling it they've been robbed a run there, because there is no doubt in my mind from this angle, which I reckon is the better angle, that's gone past the white tape.
Yep. Oh, he's bowled him. He's gone through the defence of Ty Hopes.
Well, across bat, he probably played the wrong shot there, but he's had success doing the same thing. Probably a better ball, a bit quicker, and through the gate and bowled.
Yeah, well, it definitely was a quicker one there from Angus Bloxham, and he'll feel a fair bit of pride in that, getting anything past a great Ty Hopes.
So are we calling... When are we... No, that was the last ball of the over?
That was the last ball of the over, 5 ball overs, so... we are into the 19th.
And the power
play has been called. It has to be called. It hasn't been used yet, and it can't be used in the 20th. And it is indeed Blair Oakley, which means, unless I've miscounted here, Casey Bond will have to bowl out the innings.
He's only had 1 over. Yeah, this is the second.
It'll be a regular over. This is the batting power play. Runs will be worth double, and if the guys are smart, they'll just bang 2s. And there's a wide, and there's going to be an expensive wide. It's worth double. It is 4 runs and a re-bowl.
And a re-bowl, another opportunity. Well, down his saving grace, another opportunity to get a wicket, but you don't want to be relying on that for your lodge rationale, do you?
No, you don't. You mentioned earlier it's a bit of a technique for the batting teams to call that batting power play late, because they know whoever's bowling is bowling their, potentially second, third or fourth over. They're going to be tired.
Yes.
And less likely to be accurate. On that occasion, just the 1, doubled up for a 2, of course, because it is the batting power play. There's one there as well. So good result for Blair. We'll be happy with the ones, even though they're going up as twos. We understand.
Yeah, trying to get forward to that line there, just to get one off the net as well as the one that's run.
Oh, good ball, right.
Dug that out, and that now gives us the second ball rule. They have to run.
Yep.
I've been putting the mocker on people all day. I'm going to pick a slower ball out the back of the hand from Blair.
Quicker.
There you go.
Oh, no. There you go.
I've got one right.
Oh, I was in the air too. Got away with that.
It's taken me 120 overs, but I've finally picked one.
12 runs off the over so far.
I think they'd be a little bit disappointed. The last one could be a difference, though.
No, he's got to take it easy too, turn it into 4. That's very intelligent batting from Ty Hopes. He might have been tempted to open the shoulders there and really put the sword to the grindstone, but he's decided to take the easy 4 runs that are on offer. Geez, it's expensive, these bowling plays, aren't they?
Yeah, Blair Oakley, 4 wickets there for a total of net 19 conceded. And
16 off that over. So, you take that out, he's actually bowled brilliantly. Really, really brilliantly. And as I said earlier, Casey Bond to close it out for Team Rhino. He's going to want to hope he doesn't go for too many here. At least a wicket would be nice, but I think if things go to plan, they're looking at 150.
Well, Stevie, I think 150 plus is an unwinnable or ungettable score. But you never know.
Oh, well, based on how the day's gone, if anyone's going to chase anything around 150, it's going to be these guys. They did change it up in the last game. They didn't open with the usual opening pair of Blair Oakley and Duncan Taylor, who have been hitting 60s today.
Yeah.
And if they can somehow do that today, bear in mind it's a slightly weaker bowling attack going in to defend these runs, but runs on the board are runs in the bank. No one can take them off them once they're there. As Mark
They're
Rice
playing it pretty straight,
take.
probably safety first. Although Ty Hopes did open the bat in the last ball that he faced and tried to glide it to the back of the net to no avail, but he got a run as it was and nicely hit there, and that's
not out. He's hit it straight into the stumps, of course. It didn't touch a fielder's finger on the way through.
He needed a deflection on the way through to make that work.
I tell you what, had that not hit the stumps, he would have been out by 1.5 metres, because Luke Taylor would have just run in and taken the bails. But hitting the stump slowed the ball down, and that's just lady luck.
Super ball.
Scoring a run for Team Nico. Super ball, here we go. Oh, look at that. Textbook Ty Hopes. Another
outside
4.
the off stunt, chopped 4 runs, and that concludes the innings for Team Nico. And I think as Casey Bond finishes with no wicket for 18 runs conceded, 22 apiece for both Rice and Hopes, and at 142 with a final partnership of 44 being the game high partnership. I would say, Stevie Howell here live from SEMA Sports Centre. The inaugural indoor bash is evenly poised.
Oh, evenly poised, maybe slightly tilted towards Team Nico, not just for the sake they've got 142 runs on the board, but they have batted first. They've done the job. They're now asking the question of Team Rhino. Any indoor cricketer will tell you they'd rather hit the runs first to make the other team chase, and that's exactly what Team Nico have done. I'm not going to say game over. It is winnable still for Team Rhino. And if they can produce what they've been producing all day, particularly with this opening pair, if it is indeed going to be Blair Oakley and Duncan Taylor, I don't care who's bowling. They're going to be hitting some runs here, and if they open up with even 50, that's a third of the score with 3 pairs to go. Anything's possible in the format of this game, and I think we're in for a thriller, which I still believe will come down to the last over.
How do you play it if you're Team Nico? Is there any plausible scenario where they put their 2 best bowlers 4 and 4 for the first 8? Just to try and crimp them. Would that be? No. Is that even conceivable?
No, that's not going to happen. Only because I know how Nico thinks. He will keep aces up his sleeve for the end. He won't worry if the score rockets. He won't mind if the first pair gets 60, because he's going to think to himself, well, that's their good batting pair out the way. Again, assuming it goes to that plan, and I've still got Chris Prescott with 2, 3 maybe overs up his sleeve for the final pair, and if they need 30 runs, let's say, for the final pair to win the game, but they've got to face 3 of Chris and 2 of Hopesy or something like that, that's still a huge ask for anyone batting. There are very few players that will feel comfortable chasing that kind of score. So I think they'll be happy to let a few runs go. They might strategically use their weaker bowlers when they're least expected, but they will be conscious of the fact that the batting side, and their very capable all-round batting side here, will have the advantage of that batting power play, and they will already have discussed who they're going to target.
So we've got GGP, and who else have we got there batting?
We've got Glenn Payne and Luke Taylor, to open the batting. So they've changed it up again. And perhaps the plan is here, take a few bowlers, overs out of the way, get 30, 40 runs. I mean, if you look at the scorecard, it's 39, 18, 41 and 44. No one's talking about 60s except us, historically. They don't need 60s. They just need to do exactly what Team Nico did. And it wasn't, at one point or two, looking all that pretty there. It just, a couple of good overs back to back, and all of a sudden, got 40 runs.
It's 35, 35 36 a pair. So, as I mentioned in one of the earlier games, Stevie, as John Howard said, it's the iron laws of arithmetic that govern not just the party room and politics, but also indoor cricket, and particularly here for the inaugural Indoor Bash. Rule variations have very much put the turnaround of a game down to a ball, if not definitely an over.
Yep.
It can swing that much when you've got double points and double wickets at stake. We've got a power ball on the last ball of each pair in. Nick de Grease will open the bowling.
Yep.
142 is the score to chase down. And it's been a good day, and I reckon we're in for a very exciting last innings.
Indeed we do.
And what's been a very successful concept, and thanks to everyone involved. I know there's a lot of work behind the scenes. Everyone involved in the indoor sports etiquette. We've got Coca-Cola, of course. $5,000 has been put up for prize money. I'm not sure of the split in the distribution. I'm not sure whether it's winner takes all or, well, definitely winner takes majority. As Luke de Grease just... very, very nice action there. Puts that through.
Just outside the outside edge of Glenn Payne, and brings up a second ball scenario straight away. We'll be happy with that start. I think fair to say we'll probably see the same ball. No, he gives him the... That's out. That's it. Nice little tap there. And Lewis Crawford does the clean-up work. And that's
a run out.
Start they're looking
second ball run out.
I was going to comment earlier, Sammy, on the advantage that the fielding team actually have in this second innings, in that they know they have to bowl Scotty Brown, they know they have to bowl Keegan Lynch, and obviously they're bowling Nico, but they can still substitute fielders on and off. They don't have to keep these guys on the field to be targeted by a particular batting pair. So perhaps when Blair Oakley and Duncan Taylor come out, those guys might go off.
Yes.
We don't know.
Yep.
We did toy with the scenario. What happens if someone gets injured and they pick another bowler to complete that bowler's over? Can they pick from anyone in the squad, or is it only the guys on the field? Now, we don't know the answer to that because we don't have a separate set of bylaws that answer those sorts of curly questions. I would imagine it would be potentially anyone from the squad because all 11 players are active in the game.
So we're currently looking at the fielding lineup with no tie hopes.
Correct.
So does that indicate?
Yeah, no, that's how they've played it the whole time.
Okay, so he'll come on and field when he's bowling.
Pretty much so. He'll probably come on for 3 of the 4 pairs. He has been sitting the first pair off so far in the previous games. Chris Prescott too has been heavily rested for the first 3 games. So you would have seen him bowl and then go off. So he may have one. I'll be surprised if they use him twice. He has been bowling the 5th over in the first 3. Oh no, beg your pardon. So he's not bowling. I didn't think they'd use him now. He'll probably bowl the 5th. They're going to use Scotty Brown, get one out the way. So they're probably seeing this as an opportunity to use the less quicker bowlers. Yeah, Scotty Brown with his in-swingers. Oh, lovely bowling.
Bit of movement there.
Yep, that's what he does. It's not quick stuff. It's
very smooth action. Yeah. It's almost genteel, if I dare use that word, compared to some of the fast and furious stuff that we witnessed during the day. But you know what? It's coming into the right-hand batsman.
Yep.
It's moving about.
Yep.
And they'd be very happy if they're just getting 2 off a ball.
Yep. No, that's what they need to be doing as a bare minimum, is to a ball here. Scotty Brown's action is a bit unique. He does get that great shape going into a batter, but as a batsman, if you know what's coming and you can give yourself some room, which I suspect we might see Luke Taylor do here, you watch him back away to create room. Good length ball there. Oh, look at that fielding.
Very, very good. Lightning fast reflexes, straight back at the stumps, and that is a run out, and Team Rhino suffers a very, very inconvenient wicket early in the innings, and they're back to 0.
Yeah, no, this is a great start from Team Nico. Lewis Crawford involved in both of those wickets. The tap run out first and then the quick reactions there. Two teammates in Luke Taylor and Louis Crawford just having a little laugh at each other there. Although Luke Taylor does want to take this seriously, gets away with one there for 3.
Well, that definitely hit the 2 side of the tape.
There's no doubt on that occasion that was 3 runs, but 3 runs on the board after 2 overs, and no disrespect to the bowlers involved. That's 1 over of Nick de Gries and 1 over of Scotty Brown out the way. So
yes,
Team Nico will be loving this now. They're having a little chat as to who to bowl next, and it looks like young Keegan Lynch is going to come in and have one of his. Yeah, he's going to have a bowl. Yep. They're going to save their strike bowlers for the latter half of the game, as I suspected they might.
I'm loving the hair.
Oh,
that's hair envy from an old bloke here behind the counter.
This guy's absolutely electric. You notice before each delivery, as we watch that one go for 2. Oh, Lewis Crawford, he's on fire. It doesn't matter, folks, but it's good watching, isn't it? Good cricket. He was already in his crease, but what on earth do you call that?
In the air, grabbed it, let go in one motion, hit the stumps, direct hit, deserved something.
Martial arts, as you see the bowler here, just frizzing his hair up with some static electricity on the back net.
Looking at in what's been a pretty tough day for the Fontanas, Stevie. Can I just add here that Collingwood is currently up 64-42 with our around the grounds over St Kilda into the 4th quarter, counting down with about 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. So not all doom and gloom for the Fontanas. I was going to put them on shoelace watch if the Pies were going to get done by St Kilda, but it looks like they might have something to smile about at the end of the day after Team Fontana disappointingly losing all 3 of their group games and not figuring in contention for the final. Of course, live from the SEMA Sports Centre in Balcatta, the northern suburbs of Perth, Western Australia. If you're watching and listening, thanks for joining us here as we continue on the grand final. Team Nico setting a very, very respectable 142 runs, and Team Rhino, dare I say, battling a little bit. They would not be happy with their current run rate.
There's a wide, so to bowl that again. Great take from the keeper there, Cruz Harbour-Connell. Yeah, it's a little disappointing from Team Rhino. They've got to definitely want to get off to a good start, no matter which pair they send in. These, of course, are the top cricketers, top indoor cricketers in WA. There might have been 1 or 2 names missing from the draft for injury reasons and so forth, but there's hardly a mug amongst them. These guys are all quality players from multiple generations of the game. We just saw the youngest player in the tournament in Keegan Lynch, having only just recently turned 16 years old, so he's the bubber of the group. And we had an appearance by Brett Williams.
Of course, Team Fontana. Yeah, left arm.
53, I think he is.
53, so we've definitely got 3 generations playing. Wonderful concept. And of course, long forgotten or long past combinations reunited, as well as first time teammates, all forming what is one of the real appeals of the indoor bash.
Exactly. And he swatted that to the back. Yeah. They're bowling Scotty out, and look, honestly, under the circumstances, not a bad idea. Get him out the way. He's not a threat to Blair Oakley and Duncan Taylor, of course. Whenever they choose to come in, they won't have the choice of being able to choose a batting power play against Scotty Brown. And the umpire, what's he done there? Has he given that 4? Scotty Brown not happy with the call there. Not sure what that was.
Yeah, a bit of cross-bat action.
Now, lucky to get away with the dot ball there. That was really in the hitting zone. Luke Taylor missing out there.
Yeah, feet pretty much glued to the spot there. I suppose with this pace of ball, you think he might have gone down the pitch a bit, but there he goes. He's probably learnt from that one.
Yep.
Rocket arm there by
Lewis Crawford.
Crawford.
He's on fire, isn't he?
Oh, what an arm. Sensational.
I think the ball's just losing. Yeah, it's not as moving as much as it did in Scotty Brown's first over. I don't know whether that's the way Scotty's holding it or whether the ball's just sort of starting to lose its swing.
Well, it's a bit cooler too. So during the day when the roller doors were down, I think at one point we were all in danger of asphyxiation. There was that many people in here, and the barbecue smoke was coming in. And I think it was a swing bowler's paradise. But I think the cross ventilation's kicked in. It's a bit cool in the afternoon.
Yep.
And
not moving around as much. So
no.
something that will favour the batters. Is a ball that's not going to swing as much, but they do now have Chris Prescott to contend with, bowling the first of what we are pretty sure will be 4 overs in defence of this total.
Nice ball.
Can't do much with that, can you?
No, straight in. Hit, skidded on.
Top of leg stump, maybe slightly inside. That's just preservation there. It's kicked in off the seam. Nick de Grease fielding quite deep, actually, which is unusual, given that skins don't matter in this particular game.
No.
This is winner take all. If it is a tied game, there will be a super over. Unlikely, you would think, but exciting if it happens.
Absolutely.
Oh, cut him in half. Oh, well bowled. That ball just getting big on Glenn Gillett Payne. He tried to jump up to counter it, but the ball swinging in. It's not swinging in. Cutting in off the seam as well. Excellent bowling. Nick de Grease just gets down on one knee to tie both of Glenn's shoes together. Just reminding him to stay on the ground, I think, for the next shot.
In the last over for this opening pair, 27. You know what? For all the opportunities and everything else, could have been worse.
Well, it's still 2 balls to go, and he decides to open the shoulders up on that one and put him to the back net for 4, so gives him a little stare as well. Just looks back at him. Yeah, you might have beaten me once, but I got you there. Here comes the final ball. This could be telling, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Final ball.
I didn't.
Super ball.
Right through the defences.
Last ball of the partnership, of course, the Super Ball, which is double everything.
Yep.
Double the wicket or double the run, so that is a -10. And Team Rhino all of a sudden were on par for the run rate chaser. Now they've been set back on their heels, well and truly put back in the box at 21. And considering who was used up in the bowling from Team Nico, they didn't capitalise.
No, they're in the driver's seat. We've got Vinny Sandhu now batting with Kyle O'Brien. Bryden Emmerich, they do look similar. Bryden Emmerich and Vinny Sandhu here for the second pair. They've got to be thinking until at some point as Ty Hopes enters the court, they've got to be thinking about when they might want to use that batting power play. If they leave it to the end when they need 79 runs or something, it's pointless. Yeah. They want to try and put some pressure back on the bowling side here. Make them think about when they use their bowlers, maybe force them to spend up on Chris Prescott and Ty Hopes. But they've got Lewis Crafford into bowl now, who's no mug with the ball.
Yeah, well, Vinny Sandhu, the first innings he played over there on the MCG, caught 2 earlier today, looked very uncomfortable. There was a ball coming into him and just looked a little bit out of touch, but that was the only blemish he had. These subsequent 2 games, he's looked pretty good. He's got better as the tournament's gone on, so they'll be looking to make up for lost ground. But I definitely think at 21 from the first pair, and considering the weakest bowling combination put forward by Team Nico, this pair is going to have a little bit of catching up to do.
Yeah. Off the legs there, no run. Good bowling by Lewis Crafford. Vinny Sandhu been around a long time, of course. We know him these days more of a commentator than anything else. Will probably still be the best pair of hands behind the stumps 20 years from now, but in his heyday as a batter, that's going to be out. Yep.
Yeah, well and truly caught short there.
Second ball, of course, we keep missing it because we're still not used to it after 3 games today to actually
I think
catch
the final batting pair will probably be on top of it. But yeah, Lewis Crafford, good bowling, nice height.
Yeah. I was halfway through saying before that wicket happened, Vinny Sandhu and Scotty Brown formed a formidable opening partnership for the local Seamer Snakes Club for well over a decade. They opened up together as probably 17, 18-year-olds and continued batting all the way through to their, I won't say retirement, but their move from A grade into vets cricket, and we're almost guaranteed to get get you the 30, 34 runs that you need as an opening pair every time. They were just boring to watch, I've got to say. Everything was just bang, 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 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, dot, no, 2. Nothing exciting. You got the occasional unnecessary dive out of Vinny Sandhu, but that's what they were known for. Different kind of game here, though. There's a lot more bash and crash happening, which is exciting stuff.
No, it isn't. Again, we mentioned earlier, we had a packed house earlier in the day. It's thinned out somewhat. Of course, only 2 teams left. We've had perhaps some of our non-participating teams have left for the day, and their supporters certainly have, but it's been a great day's indoor cricket. And again, thanks to Coca-Cola, Indoor Sports WA, and of course Seamer's Indoor Sports, your home of indoor sports in WA, right here in sunny downtown Balcatta, the northern suburbs of Perth, Western Australia. Thank you for joining us if you're watching us live. There's Vinny Sandhu, puts one in the back of the net,
and there's a dive
again. That's 2 dives in 2 overs from Vinny. And he hasn't had this much carpet rash on his stomach since that trip to Ibiza last year. So anyway, I'm sure he's...
And speaking of a trip, I've got to take one myself, so I'm just going to hand over to one of our fellow commentators, Bailey O'Keefe, who'll take you through the rest of this spare and
the
most
back
of the
net.
next
We've
one.
got a 7 as Bailey O'Keefe comes in. Thanks, Steve.
And
thanks.
on that note, I'll hand over to Bailey.
We'll talk to you after. Steve Howe, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for the grand final. My co-commentator from the MCG called early in the days. We're going to number 7 again. 2 in a row.
We know what that one's called, mate. I think
that is called a Maximo. Yes. Another Maximo. And all of a sudden, Team Rhino back in the game on the back of this pair. And just saying earlier, Bailey, that at 21 runs with a wicket on the power ball, the last ball of the previous batting partnership, could have possibly been high 30s, wound right back to 21, and that has changed the equation somewhat. Now it's up to this pair to see what they can do. Emrich and Sandhu.
Yeah, exactly, and I think they've got off to a pretty decent start here with that over in particular. 21, 3 overs to go. You'd think you'd be able to build your way to at least 40, maybe 50. They definitely do have a good bowling attack, Team Nico. Unfortunately, I haven't seen them myself today. I've been on the MCG, and
we had nothing but views from afar. We were commentating the MCG on the court 2 on the right-hand side of SEMA Sports. So Team Nico this is their 4th game, all played on the WACA. Just a fixturing anomaly, I'm sure. But certainly you would think they're in the box seat, and it's up to Team Rhino really to overcome the odds as it is now. Sandhu, an experienced campaigner.
Yeah, definitely.
Out of here we got Lewis Crawford, is it, bowling?
No,
Declan Crowder, sorry.
So nice little leggies here. Looks to try and get through the air nice and quick. Hopefully tries to lob some up a little bit and get a bit of flight, bit of drift down onto it and make them play a false shot.
Yeah, we've got an opportunity for a bit more opening of the shoulders, and nicely chopped away there. A bouncy leggy. Went with the spin. Fielding placements being discussed. Left-hander in. And again, followed the leg spin into the left-hander. Nice and high. Braden Emrich, geez, almost no ball territory.
Yeah, he's not the tallest of many.
No. And a chop away again. And I think they'd just be happy to run 2s or try and build 3s. And as I said before, it's just turning over the strike, not losing wickets.
Exactly.
But really they want to be putting themselves in a position where it's not a mad... they don't want to be chasing 50 or 60 on the last pair. They want to be within... They want to be 100, you would think, at the turn of the last batting partnership.
Yeah, definitely. They will have Blair and Duncan to finish. They have been probably the best pair of the day. In my mind, they hit a 66 against Team Hully while we were there. That was gorgeous to watch.
They put Team Hully to the sword, those two, and really that was the difference between Team Hully participating in the final against Team Rhino or Team Nico hanging on. That was really probably that partnership.
I think so. I think that one just blew the game out and kind of put Team Hully on a bit of the back bench.
And Carl O'Brien is the new bowler. I'll tell you what, if he's just jumped about 2 metres in the air to do a knee tuck into his stomach, and I'll tell you what, if that's going to be indicative of the energy he's going to put in the ball coming down, as Ty Hope's putting a bit of pressure on Vinny Sandhu down in the forecourt on the leg side. Sandhu needing the fire for his team.
Direct hit obviously would have had him there.
Yeah.
I don't think it would miss by much by that reaction, but Bryden would have been well short of his ground there.
So this over and the next will be the last for this pair for Team Rhino, as they try and make up for a pretty unconvincing first batting pair. And as we said, when Stevie Howe was in, Bailey, the bowling lineup for that first batting pair, probably the weakest on offer by Team Nico.
Yeah, I think so. I think probably some of their weaker bowlers there. I believe Scotty Brown bowled 2 overs to that pair. Don't think he thought he was picked as a bowler for this tournament. I think he assumed he was picked as a batsman. So for him to need to bowl was a bit of a different sort of opportunity for him.
Anthony Sandhu has he's dug that one out, but of course that gives us the second ball ruling, which means they must run. And any hesitation of run is an automatic dismissal, so they've got to run, take advantage, which he does, bounces off. A couple of ricochet there attempts at the stumps, but they're through for another couple. 2 balls left in the over.
I think we'll see one cut away from Bryden here and try and get him to play on the offside, maybe snick him up.
Yep, well called. It didn't move as much as what he would like.
Yeah,
definitely the intent was there.
That was definitely the ball that he was trying to bowl.
Having had the best seat in the house here at the commentary box all day, just the pace generated by these guys off the short run up. It's just a honed art, isn't it? They've got maximum usage of the space, maximum effort for every part of their action, and the pace they're generating off, effectively a 6 or 7 step run up is it's pretty impressive.
It is very impressive, especially with Chris Prescott coming on the bowl. He's definitely one that puts a lot through the crease and does send them down at a pretty good pace. So they'd be definitely looking to try and capitalise and take a couple of wickets here. I wouldn't not be surprised if he was to bowl 4 overs in this innings.
Yeah, I think you'd be very surprised if he wasn't. That's come perilously close to a front foot no ball, but
yes.
Again, centimetre perfect, which is all it needs to be.
Yeah, it's definitely a honed art, that one, knowing where your foot's going to land. Sometimes you can get that little bit of extra energy and just overstep, but he's been doing it long enough that he should know.
Oh, just cut him in half. Sandhu really not handling just that ball at pace, waist height coming back into him. He's uncomfortable.
Second ball here.
Straight down the leg side and easily got away.
Dealt with quite well, if I'm honest. That ball just tucking him up, and then he just worked that one around the corner. 2 on the leg side. It was high enough, bit of a ricochet that it was able to get through nice and easy.
Yeah, just the one off that one. So 41, they've clawed back, sitting on 62, chasing 142. So there's 80 runs to get. Our fellow commentator and fellow indoor cricket expert Stevie Howe, he's called the result a last over cliffhanger.
Yep.
He thinks regardless of what the score will be, it'll come down to that.
I can definitely see that happening. I also think that it'll be Ty Hope's bowl last over as well, and he'll work some magic and get his team home, I reckon, at this stage.
Well, Chris Prescott, 2 overs there, 2 wickets. Sorry, 1 run conceded. Net right on average 23. Vinny Sandhu 21 for a net 43 with 1 over. No, that's
it. That's
it. Like last ball of that pair. 43. I think they'd be happy with that. I think they'd be very happy. Considering they're one of the early overs, they really did suffer. That's 64. They're behind the halfway run chase at the halfway mark.
Pretty evenly poised, if you ask me. Just Team Rhino's first pair, obviously one of their weaker pairs. That's why they set them out first, just so they know what they needed to do after that. But
and the young guns there, Tommy Murray and Angus Bloxham. Angus had a big impact on the tournament so far with his bowling.
Absolutely.
And his fielding.
His fielding's been great as well.
Keegan Lynch is the new bowler, the youngest participant in the indoor bash at 16 years of age.
Seems to be setting him down with a bit of velocity.
Of course, which leaves Blair Oakley as captain.
And Duncan Taylor to finish.
To finish.
Yep,
so I would say,
like I said at the start, best pair probably all day today. We see a batting power play coming in straight away as well. So they're going to try and take advantage of probably the inexperience the big game may get to young Keegan here.
Batting power play, good call. Look, I would suggest in my most amateurish of predictions that if they can turn on triple figures and pass the baton to the last pair, I'd say it's anyone's game. Bit of fatigue starting to set in. This is the 4th game. It's been a long day and it's been an energetic day of cricket from everyone playing. It's been high intensity. The tempo's been consistently fast all day. And really now this comes down to mental fatigue, mental alertness as much as the physical demands on these guys. The younger guys definitely have got the physical edge. Have they got the mental capacity to match that and carry that through? It's a little bit of a leading edge there as it goes in, but it's 2 runs, doubled for 4, being the batting power play.
Nice little up down there, into the top wire and straight back down. Falls into the gap.
1 left. I think the double play, I think they'd be pretty happy with that, the bowling team, Team Nico.
Yeah.
I think the fact they've restricted them to 16 runs off the power play, I think they'd be pretty happy with that. Marion Bloxham made a piece.
Yeah, I definitely think the same. That could have turned ugly quickly, but credit to Keegan, he bowled a very good area there.
Played very good.
Very impressive.
Old head on young shoulders, just like his teammate there, Cruz. Young Cruz, 2 of the up-and-coming rising stars in the indoor cricket scene, in not just here in Western Australia, but in Australia, and they have they'd be loving it. These young kids getting an opportunity to play with seasoned, both state and national cricketers on indoor and outdoor formats, and there's certainly no shortage of talent.
Absolutely. Keegan and Cruz both here playing with 3 open men's players and 1 under-22s Australian player in this side. So Kyle O'Brien being an under-22s Australian player, Ty Hopes, Nick de Gries and Mark Rice all playing open men's for Australia. So he'll be getting a wealth of knowledge into him today, Keegan and Cruz.
And I think for that reason you've just outlined, Bailey alone, the concept I think's got merit to spread. Yeah, getting young guys in with seasoned pros, you don't get that opportunity maybe at a club level. Certainly at an open level it's very rare because the gap is just too big for some of the guys coming through. But just have a day and a lead up in the training for these young guys to just listen, learn, watch, emulate under pressure. You know, some of these kids facing some of these bowlers, it's like, you know, they wouldn't have imagined them in this situation, themselves in this situation prior. And that's a beautiful shot there by Angus Bloxham as he chops it into the net.
Just left short and wide there. Just a bit too easy, a bit more of a gift, that one. Louis won't be too happy with himself there. Knows he needs to be tucking people up.
Left and right combination.
Yeah, again. Just left it short and wide. Needs to be trying to get it in at the body, trying to really bring his front court into play. They're just putting it straight over him at the moment.
Yeah,
Great shot again. Just lent on that one nicely.
Yeah, full weight of the body behind that. Beautiful wrist action followed through. Just result, Lewis Crawford, 1 wicket for 9 runs conceded. Tom Murray on 12. Angus Bloxham on 14. The partnership's at 26. And they're pretty handy 90. Chasing 142.
2 overs to go. I definitely see an over from Ty Hopes coming in the near future. Probably right now, by the looks of this.
Okay, well, expectations not just from the crowd, but from Ty himself. Ty would be relishing the opportunity to insert himself into a pretty crucial over. Not a lot of wickets given away during this partnership, if not any, maybe just 1.
Sammy, you've been the kiss of death all day.
I have been.
I reckon it's coming now. I'm putting it on you if it happens.
Yeah, that fast, loopy action there by Ty Hopes.
I think he's had a few midweek games with Cruz at the moment. He likes to indicate to his keeper by pulling up his pants or one pant leg what way he's going to turn it, just so the keeper knows and they're all ready. So he's had that communication with him. Definitely think it's been there. But it'll be nice to see how well Cruz can adapt to the turn. I haven't seen him today, so hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah. Plenty of pace on the ball away. Would return back to the back netter there. That was miles away, but as Hopes looks to try and put the brakes in this partnership via way of a wicket. Yes.
That's a run out. Very well done in the front court there by Louis.
Stepped away, tried to give himself some room, just didn't quite hit it high enough. There wasn't enough time there for the run to come through, and he's pulled that down in a lovely run out there. And again, a crucial 5-run deficit.
That's definitely brought Team Nico back into the game again. Might have just been slipping away. They were looking at getting the team over 100. And
yeah, a wicket here will really make a difference.
Very close.
But it's a dot ball, and it means a second ball rule for the next over. Ty Hopes 1 over, 1 wicket and 1 run conceded as Tom Murray 14, Angus Bloxham 13. Team Rhinos partnerships 27 and then 91 runs, chasing 142.
I think might be Chris Prescott to bowl this one again.
Yeah, Chris Prescott
possibly,
got a bit of a,
or maybe
bit
Kyle.
of a mid-pitch congregation there.
No, Kyle O'Brien. He's going to bowl this last over.
Team Rhino.
Or this second last over.
Yeah, 91. It's knowing the calibre of the last batting combination coming through, this is going to be very, very crucial. Very crucial. Okay, field placements. So we've had an umpire's call there. Was that... No, it was power play? No.
No, I don't think it'll be bowling power play just yet.
Oh, nice.
Well
struck
played.
and caught.
7 scored.
Yeah, 7 scored.
Very well played there.
Very well played.
Just over pitching and just getting a bit of a good treatment there. It was
brings
very
them
well
to
played.
98. Team Rhino all day. They've been right in it at
well
most
played.
points of the match, if not game over at this stage. Just the one loss, the Team Nico. This is a repeat of the final group round, if you like, group match, where Team Nico took on Team Rhino and won. And again, chopped down enough height there to put the gap between the ball and the runner at far enough distance to avoid the run out. And 2 balls left, 3 down, 5 ball overs, of course. 100 ball innings. Sundries are re-bowled.
Good communication there. That could have easily been a run out if the flick had gone there, but Angus very quick to call no, and Tom just as quick to get back.
Last ball the over. Yeah, lovely
great
up and down,
shot,
and
great
for
shot.
3.
In a 3, that's an
done.
amazing
Cool
shot there.
Cool head on young shoulders there. Angus Bloxham. He goes to 18. Tom Murray's 22. None for 21, the bowling figures there. And they're at 40 runs.
It's becoming a very good pair for Team Rhino.
Absolutely. Coming into the last over for this batting pair.
Yeah.
5 to go.
All right.
Bailey,
Sammy,
thank you very
mate.
much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Glad to have
Been
been
real.
here.
It's been nice. It's
Glad
been
to have
real
been here
nice.
on the biggest of stages.
Thank you for breaking my run of putting the mocker on people. So
you did it. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed with that. But I'll hand back over to Stevie Howe now.
Stevie Howe comes back into the commentary position for the final over of this pair. Thank you, Bailey O'Keefe. Of course, Bailey with a broken thumb, not being selected due to the injury as he recovers as his higher duties await him. As we witness Ty Hopes' second over. Stevie Howe, welcome back.
Oh, back in action, yes sir. Just realised there's an over to go. I came in prematurely possibly, but good to come in for Hopes' second over, the last one of this pair, and why do they need another wicket here?
Yeah, this is looking like a partnership that's game winning.
Oh, no.
Okay. We've got an injury.
I think.
Got an injury, and the crowd's pretty impressed, of course. One of the many hats.
He's not going to fall for it.
One of the many hats Ty wears is also the co-owner of the Seamers Indoor Sports Centre, which, of course, is where we're broadcasting live from right across the World Wide Web. And a little bit of gamesmanship there, beautifully
That's out.
fielded.
Look at that.
And a run out, and that could be a very, very crucial wicket in the scheme of things, as this partnership was looking to get away from Team Nico. Wow.
It is indeed. It's truth. What's happening, eh? I'm not 100% sure what the umpire called on the previous non-delivery, because indoor cricket, if you run into bowl the ball, you don't bowl it, it's considered a no ball because it's also an opportunity to run the batsman out. But if you don't follow through with a run-out attempt, or man-cat attempt, then a no ball will ensue. Now, sometimes a bowler will pull out because of an injury or because they tweak something or they just mess their run-up and they apologise to the umpire. No ball did pop up on the screen, but I'm not entirely sure whether he's followed through with that on the scorecard. We'll have to have a look at that after the game.
Well, this Ty Hope's the second over. You're assuming he's bowling 4, so he'll have 2 overs left for the premier batting combination, not just for Team Rhino, but for the tournament.
Yep.
And Ty Hope's 2 overs, no runs conceded net. Tom Murray, 24, excellent innings, as was Angus Bloxham's contribution. They're put on 39 for the third partnership. I made the call, if it was 100 or above, it's I'm leaning towards Team Rhino for the last...
for the win?
For the last surge towards the victory line, so I'll stick with that.
Oh, I'm happy to just stand by my earlier prediction of this thing's going to go down to the last over, and I reckon it'll be around 7 or 8 runs that Team Rhino will need to hit to do it. Now, you've got presumably 2 overs from Hopesy, and you've got 2 overs from Chris Prescott to come, unless, of course, I've missed something in my little break there.
I don't think so. I think Chris Prescott has had 2.
Is there 2? Yep. So if he's presumably bowling the other 2 with Hopes, and I've really lost track of who the other bowler is they need to use here, but someone will have an extra over they'll need to bowl here. And they're discussing the no ball. He's completed his action. He hasn't followed through, and the umpire's explaining to Ty that's a no ball. So he has called a no ball, presumably for a, if you will, missed man-cat attempt, even though he clearly made no attempt for the run out. As a no ball. Controversial call. Might be some mixed feelings from certain players as to how to call that one. Look, if anything, I thought he did an excellent job of selling it in being a potential tweak of the ankle. But be that as it may, it's in the past. 40 runs are required from these 2 batters, more than capable of doing so, but they're going to have to do it against some quality bowling that's left.
Well, it's the dream scenario, isn't it? It's the 2 best, arguably the 2 best bowlers in the tournament versus the best batting
batters. Yeah, that's exactly right.
You couldn't ask for anything more if you've been following it throughout the day. Hopefully that some of you have been with us from the get-go, and if you've just joined us or if you recently joined us, this is the grand final of the inaugural Indoor Bash, brought to you by Coca-Cola, proud sponsors, as well as the Indoor Sports WA. If you're watching through the YouTube channel or the live link from Indoor Sports WA, welcome and stick with us for this final. Exciting. That's definitely 2.
3.
And the 1 run, so that's 3. And Stevie Howe joins me. I'm your co-commentator, Sam Dawson, live from Balcatta, SEMA Indoor Sports. Yeah, lovely
chance
shot
here,
there.
half a chance. He had all day to hit the stumps there, Cruz, but didn't get a handle on it. Good start from these 2. Their first ball. Gee, what a shot from Duncan Taylor. He's an excellent bat. Chris Prescott, of course, the leading wicket takers, along with Blair Oakley.
Yeah, nice chop or an up and down or whatever. What do we call it? Down up. Yep.
Didn't call it up and down. In the end, did both. 2 to come.
Got the run anyway. 2 to come. Chasing 142. Yeah.
Good fielding.
Has he saved it? Has he saved it off?
Lovely shot for 2.
Yeah, nice flick there as the over concludes 2 wickets for 9 runs conceded. Chris Prescott, Blair Oakley, captain, 4 runs. And Duncan Taylor at 4 as well. 8 after 1.
It's such a tease. They need 8 runs and over. 5 overs for the pair, of course. 5 ball overs. 10 runs and over is, par if you hit everything for 2. But with this quality bowling, it might not happen. And a lot of discussion going on as to who to bowl whom when. It's going to... Oh, now they've got the bowling power play up their sleeve.
Yes.
I think Mark Rice has just indicated.
Bowling power play being called.
And it's going to be Ty Hopes to bowl it. Well, who else? He got a couple of wickets last time he bowled the power play over. Interesting that they've left it quite late. They didn't seem to want to target one of the other pairs, although no one's really failed with the bat so far. 21, 43, 39. I think Ty's just going to bank on himself here. It was Mark Rice's call. Of course, every wicket worth double, every run normal. That's a single on that occasion.
Yeah, so you'd be hoping for just even the one wicket's going to change the balance of the game, really, isn't it?
One wicket will keep it, make it very interesting. It's anyone's game at this point. There's a little edge. He's got to claim it, and it's been given.
Off the hand, he's given it. He's out. Caught down the leg side. It's extra bounce.
I don't think Duncan's
He's calling for a review.
Too much about that. No. Can't review an edge like that. It's just impossible to tell whether or not he hit it. From this angle, it looked like it was knee glove, perhaps, or maybe glove onto his knee. He's pointing to his wrist, actually. He's pointing to his wrist. Well, look, you can't blame an umpire for giving that. If it hits the wrist is part of the hand, glove, that's bat.
Yeah, nice comeback.
Yep.
Nice comeback.
But, of course, that wicket has cost him 10 runs.
Yep.
So they're back to where they started, 3 runs. And you get another one.
I think another wicket here will just about seal it for Team Nico.
Good shot there, just over pitch there from Ty Hopes. Another close call for the umpire, whether it's 2 or 3. He gave it 2. The final ball. Oh, that's a big shot. Blair Oakley.
Lovely shot.
Picked it, put it away.
And for 7, and Hopes would be filthy. As Blair Oakley, the captain of Team Rhino, continues his stellar run throughout the tournament.
Oh, I love this game.
16. And look, I would call that even.
How can you call that anything? 12 runs off 2 overs, 3 overs to go. They need to get to 143. Declan Crowder to bowl.
Yeah, no, I would say that super over, I'd say it'd be even. They'd be happy with that.
Yep.
Happy with that, knowing they've lost the wicket. They recovered beautifully.
They recovered, yep. No,
yeah.
that's the bowling power play out the way. I mean, all runs from here are just, what they normally were, so they've still got a little bit of hitting to do, and I've got a feeling they might target the young fella here. There's a short one that should have been put away for more than just the one. Oh, he's filthy with himself. Blair Oakley.
Well, a bit of fatigue too, Stevie, coming in. This is the 4th game for the afternoon, as we mentioned earlier. Physical fatigue, but it's probably also mental fatigue as well. It's making the right shot selection when it's there.
Given 2 by the umpire again on that occasion.
Yeah, look, I think it's evened out. I think there's been enough line ball calls on either side to suggest that probably what's come round has gone around.
Good fielding there by Chris Prescott, just to keep the ball away from the net, and that's all they need to do from here, Team Nico. If they can just keep the ball off the net, particularly the back one, which is where these 2 are going to look to be hitting, they're going to be doing all right. It's a good ball there from Crowder. I think that was the wrong one. Put away for a couple. 23 runs required, 11 remaining. And that's found the back net. It's going to be 5.
5 runs,
just pulled that one down. A couple of short ones from Declan Crowder.
He's finally got hold of one. He's been trying to do that for a few of them as Blair Oakley goes out to 23. Duncan Taylor on the minus 1, of course, having gotten out on the power play. So that's a minus 10. So 125. 18 runs. 28. Oh, what are we? 18 runs. 18 runs off 2 overs.
18 runs, 2 overs. Yep.
And 1 Super Ball.
The Super Ball's in there, and
will it come down to the Super Ball? Chris
Prescott and Ty Hopes to bowl it out.
What do you reckon?
Now,
what are the odds of a super over?
They're going big. They're going big here. They want Prescott to get the wicket and have to chase Ty, which is they still fancy their chances at doing. Oh no!
Oh no! That's
expensive.
Yeah.
In the context of this game, that is huge. That is 2 free runs and a re-bowl.
Oh, nice.
Great
nice ball. Almost unplayable. Extra back bend in that one.
His 16th over of the day, I might add there, Sammy.
Well, that's probably made up for the push down the leg side. What a very, very good comeback ball from Prescott.
It's valuable fielding in the front court there from Kyle O'Brien. He's just got enough body on that to keep it away from the net. And that's almost as big as the leg side, saving that 1 run. Every single run here, massive, even if it's a single. That'll be another single.
Yeah, that's right. Keeping away from the net, that's as good as you can do.
put the pace away for ones and twos. I don't think they're going to be swinging after him here. They're going to have a crack at Ty for the win. Oh, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
That's a 7.
I take it back. He's pumped it to the back net. Blair Oakley got onto the full length of that one from Chris Prescott, and he's found the back corner for 7 huge runs, and it is vantage Team Rhino. Direct hit would have needed there.
Look, they would Blair Oakley at this stage a match-winning 33.
Now, what did I say earlier, mate? 7 or 8 runs and come down to the last over.
Yeah, well, we're
close.
We need,
5 runs.
We need 6. We need 6. You're 1 out. Look,
Yep.
Who knows? It's anyone's game, but you would think Team Rhino, based on the day they've had, the pressure that they can handle, and most importantly, the run-scoring ability.
Yep.
That's going to be a very tough over.
I mean, they're definitely in the driver's seat. I mean, there are a few bowlers you wouldn't want to face to have to hit 7 or 8, off a final over to win a game. Ty Hopes is one of those guys, but the advantage Team Rhino have, they have a Super Ball up their sleeve. They can hit that into the side net for 2, make it 4. That's half the job done.
Yes.
I mean, they need 6. It's 2/3 of the job done off 1 ball. If you think about that and just keep your head, you don't have to go for the back net. There's a dot ball to start with.
Ooh,
you don't have to go for the back net. Yep.
Very, very close, but it's called a fair ball.
And therefore, it came off his leg, I think. They have to score here. So the second ball situation comes into play. This is huge, this ball right here. What does he give him? Is it the wrong one? This is a wicket here. Yes!
Oh,
they've done it. They've done it.
Me. A run out.
Scotty Brown.
A run out on the dot ball.
Oh, my goodness me.
Backstopper.
Exciting stuff, this. The second ball pressure under normal circumstances.
11 from 3 needed.
He wouldn't have seen the need to hit that and run. Perhaps he could have kept that one out, faced a third ball. It doesn't exist in this format of the game.
Well, I've had all day to get used to it, Stevie, as you know, and boy, that has changed the complexion. There's 11 runs needed, 3 deliveries left. That's assuming they're all fair deliveries. The last thing Team Nico needs at the moment is to put one in the sundries basket.
And now they've changed the field dramatically. They've gone very straight and defensive on the back net. Oh dear. Scotty Brown again.
Oh, he's got him again.
Scotty Brown winding back the clock. It is going to be game over here, folks. Barring an absolute disaster from Ty Hopes or some absolutely miraculous batting.
We've got the Super Bowl.
We do. Oh, yes, of course. We've got the Super Bowl. This is going to come down to it, folks. 2 balls remaining, one of them worth double. Not this one, however. It will be the next one. Ty Hopes gets it wrong, and this ball goes for 5 or 7. The game is still alive and winnable. And Blair Oakley, you would think, will be facing that last ball. And he is absolutely on fire. Ty Hopes. He's taken 2 from it. Has he potentially hit a leg side there? Could he have had 3 runs and a re-bowl? He's thinking about it. He's thinking, oh, it's too late now. It is the last ball.
Last ball. 13 runs to get.
He has to hit the back net. He has to hit the back net. They put their tallest fielders. Actually, they haven't quite put their tallest, but Scotty Brown's an excellent pair of hands. They're going to keep him there. Louis Crawford is assuming the position. He's willing to wear it. And there it is.
And that's it.
That's all she wrote, folks.
That's all she wrote. Stumped. A stumping on the last ball of the day. And that sees the inaugural indoor bash run and won. Team Nico.
Of course, Team Nico.
Team Nico.
Ty Hopes, the owner of Seymour Sports and current president of Indoor Sports WA, taking it on his own shoulders to do the work there that was required. A huge last over. That could have gone anyway. It did come down the last over. It came down to the wire. And
2 run-outs and a stumping in the last over.
An excellent bit of fielding there, particularly from Scotty Brown, one of the veterans of the game. Very good pair of hands at the back. We said it at the start of the day, one of the best pair of hands to play the game as a back sticker. Was caught into bowl. Did a beautiful job in that first pair. They got him out of the way early so he could do what he does best, and his defence at the end was the difference between these 2 fantastic sides. Let's not discount the performance of Team Rhino, particularly with the exception of that last ball, Blair Oakley was basically perfect with the bat today. Some 30-odd runs. I'm just trying to bring the scoreboard up here so we can have a look at it.
Fantastic day of indoor cricket. Fantastic
absolutely.
Effort by Team Nico and Team Rhino, not to be denied any accolades or credit. They were in it right up until the last 2 balls, literally. And thankfully, a fitting finale to what's been a great day. So congratulations to Team Nico. Well done, captain and coach. Very, very happy with the result. They battled a little bit of adversity there in a couple of late ins and outs. I think Team Fonts were the only team that was as per program from the draft night. So
I think probably in hindsight for maybe the next competition, the teams have a reserve player on standby for these
I think so.
scenarios. There's often a bit of time. I think in this case about roughly, was it 3 or 4 weeks between draft?
Yeah, about 4 weeks between draft night and tournament day. And look, a wonderful day. I think anyone who has witnessed any of the games so far, and we've had the lucky position, Stevie, of being able to commentate on 4 games apiece, including the grand final. Excellent standard of cricket, and my most probably notable observation is a young group of kids coming through, having the opportunity to play with seasoned national and international level competitors. Where do they get that?
Oh, look, they don't, other than maybe at their own club level playing in the regular Super League competition. But even then, the standard of players gathered here would be probably slightly higher than what you would see even in the A-grade competition. You mentioned young players, guys like Tom Murray finished on top of the stats for Team Rhino today with 24 runs. Held himself. He was the leading run scorer for the team, despite Blair Oakley, who unfortunately suffered a Super Bowl stumping there, otherwise would have been the top scorer for Team Rhino. But he had an excellent day with the bat. We've got other young guys like Angus Bloxham. I mean, we've seen him with bat and ball dominate today. Just some absolutely sublime shots. And the young fella Keegan Lynch, in his first probably experience at this level, surrounded by legends, and to think to be in the awe and the nerves that young fella must have been feeling, which were evident in the first couple of overs that he bowled. He held it together. He was forced to bowl to the batting power play, held his head high. He went for 16 runs, but they were just side net shots. He didn't get dispatched. He didn't get taken for full advantage there, and he's a very bright future ahead for that young fella and indeed for the game itself.
It's an excellent day's indoor cricket, excellent concept, and again, thanks to Coca-Cola, contributed wonderful cash contribution and support through product as well. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
And it's thank you from myself, Sam Dawson. Thank you live from SEMA Sports and for everyone involved. And thank you to Stevie. I'll leave the last word to you, and you can sign us off the inaugural bash for 2023.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Thank you, Sammy. Thanks for everyone who's been tuning into this broadcast. For the fans that came down today to watch this game, you will see this again, no doubt, possibly later in the year for a second run. It's a fantastic concept, and we encourage all those interstate to get on board with this type of competition, this format. Feel free to contact Indoor Sports WA for maybe a copy of the rules and the bylaws. You can make your own game up as well, but it's been a tremendously successful day here to kick the winter season off, and we look forward to your company next time. No, you did beautifully, mate. You pick up a lot and you recognise players and the strengths and weaknesses of the circle. And there's that guy, we didn't have too many of those